Welcome to Amy's Bookshelf Reviews podcast. I'm Amy Shannon, but you can call me Amy. Thank you for listening. Hello and welcome, and I hope all is well with you. I'm Amy, and today I'm talking about two of Talia Haven's stories. The first one is called A Unicorn's Virgin, and the second one we're going to discuss is House of the Jobless Gods. So, the first one we're going to talk about is A Unicorn's Virgin, and the book description says Yvette and Evan only need to find a dead dragon. Mission accomplished, but now something else has found them. So, I'm going to read a little excerpt from A Unicorn's Virgin. Yvette, and this is her point of view. I knew I shouldn't move when the youngster falls from the sky and lands with a sickening thud. Overhead, suspended in midair, its mother lets out a mournful, wailing screech and promptly descends. Long, thin leather wings let out a steady whooshing sound, casting long shadows across the ground. I can see, even at this distance, her worn and tattered wings as she flaps harder to land, back feet first onto the rounded rocks. The sound of a dragon landing always reminds me of my father's blacksmith's bellow as it pushes cool air across the hot coals. Across the field, Evan, my older brother, by 6 whole minutes, stays hidden from my sight while I check the wind direction. Just in case, I know the mere thought of a mother beast grieving is enough to keep us both still, but the idea of it being a dragon is much more sufficient to remind us to keep quiet. Smooth scales reflect in the sunlight. The dragon lands next to its hatchling like I knew she would. It's disappointing. She's a gray, a common color for dragons. There isn't much demand for that shade on the market. Any alchemy that could be extracted from it would be weak, only good for potions that prevent head lice and fleas. But while we're here, I think, we might as well just look for any she might have shed after Evan and I are done butchering the baby. However, even dead, is ripe with magic. I know a lot about dragons, much more than any young woman my age. In fact, more than any woman who is not a descendant of Neva Pomeroy. Mother is the 6th descent, and she had taught me how to harvest the magical bounty of orchard forest. I have learned from my mother, and my mother from hers. An adult dragon does not have magic properties that the young have, Mother had instructed. Dragon magic decreases the older they get. No one knows why, but I suspect it's because the mortal world wears it off of them. So it's because of that magic Evan and I are out in the middle of nowhere waiting for baby dragons to fall from the sky. The second book by Talia Haven that I'm going to talk about is called House of the Jobless Gods. And the book description, every grand place needs a name. So the house that Hephaestus, probably pronouncing that wrong, built became the House of the Jobless Gods, a new place of refuge that shone like a beacon, and the curiosity of the insane could not ignore it. So, with that, I'm going to read a little bit, nice excerpt. This one book is actually a full-length book, where a lot of Talia's other books are short stories. This one actually, according to my Kindle, has a location of 461. So, I don't know what that means in pages, but I'm reading it directly from my Kindle, so I'm going to start in Chapter 1, Daphne. The orderlies ushers me into the small, yellow bile-colored, cinder-blocked room, and yes, yellow bile is such a depressing color. 3 stories tall, this whole building is old, really old. Freshly polished every few days, there are worn floor tiles everywhere. In this particular room, there is only one west-facing window that doesn't open. All the windows here don't ever seem to open. So, yep, you guessed it. There's no fresh air in my room and anywhere else, or anywhere else for that matter. The only cheerful thing is the sunlight beaming on the floor. Its position states it's about 1 or 2 o'clock, give or take a half hour. I give another mental sigh at the situation I find myself in. In the short time that I have been here, I have learned to tell time by the east and the west sun. No wonder the insane stay this way. There is no sign of hope or joy anywhere in this depressing place. We just eat, sleep, hang out, and talk when necessary. Talking involves single sessions one-on-one with Dr. Cole. Those who are not up to those sessions are not too bad. It's those sessions when I'm not with Doc, when I'm stuck in those darn group sessions. Mandatory, I might add. By the way, mandatory is a word I have now learned to really hate. In all honesty, watching sunbeams move across tiled floors is way more interesting. Those other people can keep their own petty problems to themselves. I'm not interested. I do my best to mentally zone out and not participate while in group. I have my own way, more serious problem to worry about. In all honesty, I find their little issues with parents, spouses, siblings, and extended family minor compared to mine, but then no one in group believes what I have to say. They don't believe me, so why participate? Sit here, he orders, leading me to the chair, straight back, hard cushions. I utter yet another mental sigh. Is nothing ever soft in these rooms? And do what I'm told. He looks towards the closed door, leaning against the wall. He fidgets with his key card attached by a retractable cord on his belt. I ignore him the best I can, staring down at my hands. The card gets pulled out slightly, the cord snaps it back in place, and then he casually repeats the process. Over and over again. It's very annoying. When the doctor gets here, I'll be stationed outside the door. He informs me of this every time he escorts me to the sessions, and every time he plays with that darn key cord. Retract, snap, retract, snap. The pattern sounds like the word in my head, they will get you back. They will get you back. Do the insane hear words in their minds? I wonder to myself, will they manage to get me back? Just in case she needs my help. I am not a violent person, I mutter. My right fist nervously tugs on the index finger of my left hand. I don't know, I start. The door opens, interrupting the rest of my sentence. Thank you, Matt. An anorexic-looking Dr. Patricia Cole sits down behind the table on the only remaining chair. Pale complexion, she really does need some sun. Her fingers tapping the screen of her iPad. She doesn't look at either of us. I'll let you know if I need anything. The door shuts with a click, and I continue to pull on my index finger. Strands of black hair with zero signs of gray have come loose from the bun she's always wearing. Does she wear it that way so patients don't pull it? Is it natural, or does she color it? Surprised at these questions going through my head, I wonder why I even care. Ignoring me, Dr. Cole continues to tap on her iPad. Hello. She finally sets the iPad aside. Do you know who I am? You're Dr. Cole. Do you know who you are? Yes, it's a dumb question. I've always known who I am. I'm Daphne. I reply to keep civil. It would not be in my best interest to make her angry. Daphne Louise Langston. Do you know where we are? Why do we always have to go through these senseless questions? I stop my tugging. You already know who I am. I pause before continuing. That's why I'm here. Her gray eyes regard me calmly. Dr. Cole leans back in her chair, her voice confident. She's a woman in control of her situation. In fact, I cannot think of a time I met Dr. Cole that she had not been in control. You know the routine, she replies smoothly. Do you know where you are? I'm in Ionia, at the hospital for the insane. She hates that word, insane. Dr. Cole stiffens. Psychiatric, she replies, a slight hard edge to her tone. The word you are looking for is psychiatric. Do you know, she continues, pressing her point, why you are at Ionia Psychiatric Hospital? My parents don't believe me. They think I'm a liar. You must admit, Daphne, it's quite a story you told them. She leans forward, her hands folded on the table. To claim such a place exists, what parent would not be disturbed with what you told them? Here we go. Back to wanting to know why I ran away, but I didn't run away. I was taken. I started to tug on my index finger. Again, Dr. Cole waits for my answer. I can tell she is impatient. Perfectly manicured, ringless fingers remain interlocked. Her thumbs start to bounce against each other. She wants an answer, so I give her the only one I know, the truth. How many times do I have to tell you? I'm getting so tired of this. I didn't run away. Your parents thought you were dead. You were gone for close to a year. Not a word from you. Dr. Cole stops bouncing her thumb. When they did hear you were alive, they had to deal with the fact you were found in a little boy's bedroom. That child is still missing. I didn't answer. There is nothing I can say that will convince Dr. Cole that I am telling the truth. I've always told the truth and will continue to only tell the truth. It may mean that I may have to stay here longer, but my room here doesn't have a closet. They can't get to me if I don't have a closet. That little boy was taken. I reply, his closet is a portal. The back of my neck begins to crawl. That poor, poor child. My head twitches to one side. Dr. Cole immediately notices. I hate these involuntary movements. They give away so many of my thoughts. I am sorry for that family's loss. No one should have to endure by being kidnapped by them. I took my only chance for escape. It just happened to be there. So that is Talia Haven's story, House of the Jobless Gods, and I really hope that these entice you to read some of them. She has a great number of stories, varying lengths. I like that her book descriptions are short and to the point, and it makes you want to read them, because some book descriptions, they describe everything in the book, so you already know what's going to happen. But with Talia's books, you never know what's going to happen. You are always surprised by whatever happens next, and the actions, and who her characters really are. It always leaves you hanging, like you just got to keep reading to find out. I really enjoy her books, and I will be doing more of her stories. There's several, a couple she just released, and hopefully we'll get those done as soon as I can. So, if you want your book on the show, like Talia has, I would really enjoy being able to talk about your book, tell its story. So if you're an author who wants your book or one of your characters to be on the show, go to amysbookshelfreviews.com/podcast for more information. And yes, I did say characters because I'm starting a new thing to see how it turns out, where I actually interview some characters, and I would love to interview one of your characters. Of course, I will use an AI or a different voice in order to be the character. So also, if you're an author and you want your book to be reviewed, go to amysbookshelfreviews.com for more information. Please feel free to subscribe to my website, where you'll get all the great email campaigns, blog posts about authors, their books, and my recommendations. You might be just as lucky as I am to find that hidden gem that keeps you reading work of your new favorite author. Be well and be safe. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast so you will never miss an episode. Thank you, and I'll talk to you next week. This has been Amy's Bookshelf Reviews podcast. Thank you for listening. And always, be kind and stay safe. Thank you.